Electron dance.
So, this is a developer commentary of the Citadel, a game I wrote in 1992. We're just going to have a look at the game and I'll pick it apart as I go through it. There is a screen that tells you here if you press the Option key, all the different bits and pieces that are in the game, but it doesn't actually fill you in on all the rules. A few extra bits and pieces come in as we go along. And what I've discovered is that you don't actually need most of this to tell you what the bits and pieces are in the game. Interestingly, down the side here is actually two of the Atari sprites, also known as player missile graphics. You can't get these colourful characters at the same letter lines as all the text you see here, so I actually had to cheat and put down the sprites down the side to make it actually look like there was a wall all the way around. And that's the kind of sort of like bit of finesse and polish you sometimes can't help getting sucked into, but that's exactly how I wanted that screen to look like. So let's just go straight in. I'm just going to press the button to press start. Okay, first screen, and it just introduces you to these blocks. So you've got to get to the exit, and pretty much you can just push almost randomly, and eventually you'll just get out. And there's the exit. Now you can see there's a time at the bottom here, and to be perfectly honest, this game doesn't need a time, does it? I mean, looking at this from a modern point of view, the most important thing is the fact that players just actually spend time solving the puzzle, not that they have some arbitrary time limit to solve it in. The idea was that you could do this, you could play this again later and maybe do a kind of speed run and get a higher score, but really it's not really any interesting. And that's what happens if you let the time run out. So I've lost a life, so in fact you've only got 3 lives as well. Makes things a bit more rubbish, to be honest. Okay, that's boulders, so you can push one of those around at a time. So you get score for the time remaining and the attempts you have left remaining, and there's a password for every room, so you don't have to play through everything if you're just interested in playing the game. Why oh why I just didn't let you select rooms or got rid of lives and timer, I don't know. It's of the era, right? There was score, you had to have the score, and you had to have lives, you had to have the so-called illusion of challenge. In a puzzle games just don't need this. So let's move on to the next screen. Now here's an introduction to some odd elements. So this is actually a bomb, so there's no way of getting past these boulders, so you just push the bomb up, hit the detonator. And then you've got one of these classic patterns in this kind of puzzle game design. If you just try and push through, you're going to get locked like this. You can't get through. And so there's got to be some other trick to it. So if I just restart this, use it one of my attempts. Let's do the same thing again. Notice also I've played here a little bit with the graphics. There's no wall around the center section. I mean, it's just the same as wall, but it's this little graphical flair I put in there. It's I didn't have much to work with in this game. But yeah, the pattern is, of course, you've got to push 2 boulders in, which allows you to move 1 boulder sideways. And that's a classic pattern in these kind of games. I'll be using that again and again. So on to the next one, and then we get greeted with whatever the heck these are, which you will soon discover are teleporters. And in fact, the solution is the simplest, which is just go through the one you're nearest, and you'll end up right next to the exit. So I like the way actually these simple breaking you in levels don't really need much in the way of any sort of extra tutorial. Now this is a level which introduces pits. It's also a level, every time I see it, I literally hate. because it requires, there's no undo in this game. If you make one mistake, that's it. You're going to have to restart. And the level like this just not, ramps up the sort of potential frustration to crazy levels. So the player who's not thinking can just say, okay, I'll just do this. What can I do with this bolus in the way? I'll leave the ones at the start. Now, if I come down here, if I push it over to here, then I can push it through, but I can't push it up. There's no way I can push a boulder across unless I push it up. There's no way I can push a boulder across unless I can get underneath here. So I need to take out this pit first of all. In it goes. And that opens up. Now, then you have a look and say, okay, I can't actually get to the exit without two boulders. So I have to save both for these boulders, which means the puzzle here really is kind of figuring out how you can get two boulders out of the situation without losing one of them. So I'll do that. I think there's a couple of different ways you can do this, but I'll just push them next to each other like that. Come around. And it's so laborious doing this maneuver. It's like I simply want to die. I mean, I like the little W shape. I remember thinking, that looks nice. I always had a bit of me that was trying to make the levels kind of look interesting, not simply, be boring. I mean, that level before, where you had the bit in the center without a wall around it, a wall shape around it. I like that. So we've got this W shape here. It's a bit of flair, but it's so boring. This middle bit almost doesn't need to be here. It's just an exercise in getting the player bored with your game. Here we go. Oh, racking up score now. So when I told you about that pattern before, about you move the two boulders on the side, so then you can move the one in the middle upwards. Well, here we got it in spades. So what happens if we just do that? Well, now we're stuck unless we move them up, and basically you just have to, repeat. There's a small part of it. This is meant to be an easy level. It's meant to be easy levels to begin with, and I think here I'm just kind of, trying to get the player used to dealing with obvious problems. If you don't recognize this pattern now, you're going to have trouble later on. Now, here's where the blocks start coming in. So you soon discover you can push lots of blocks in one go. And so you're probably thinking, well, where do I go here? I have the exit over there, and there's a pit, so I definitely need a boulder. So the two boulders, the one on the bottom left, can't be moved. It's just obvious. You can't get behind it to push it out. So it's this boulder here you need to get. So you need to come from the other side. You need to get the teleporter on the other side. But they maintain direction when you go through them. So the only way to get underneath that boulder is if I approach the teleporter from the left side, which then tells you exactly where you have to put your blocks. Here we go. Notice also a very minimalist style of this level. It's very much like, here are all the bits. There's no excessive space. Even this bit up here is this. Oh, I ran out of time. Let's do that quickly then. Every bit of space in this screen is important for a reason. We've got this side of the teleporter here, so you can come through from the bottom left, and there's a boulder and a space there to make you at least have to think that maybe you need to come in from the left side. And when I push the boulder over here, this isn't dead space. You need these two spaces up and around here. So there's something very clinical about the design, which I do like. But some of the levels are also a little bit messy deliberately. There's also a style of obfuscating. But I really do love levels which look apparently simple and just make you think, well, how am I supposed to do this? Now, this is actually a retelling of that same, that 3 boulder pattern. It's basically sets of blocks. You just do the same thing. Push to the sides, then push down, and then basically you've got access at that point. So now here's an idea I had where, right, okay, you've got to, the entire level is going to explode, so you've got to find the safe spot. Now every one of these bombs is going to destroy a square around them, so it's not really too difficult to figure out what you need to do. You've got to create a space where, you know, there's no bomb next to you, and that's easily done with this detonator here. The one space there keeps you alive. The interesting thing about there's also an option for speed. Let me talk about speed for a second. Speed is how fast you can move, and I put in the speed setting because sometimes people find this moving too fast that I'll make too many mistakes. So maybe they want to slow it down. Now the problem is that's kind of like a hack to what's wrong with your design. You know what it should do. Now the follow-up game called Orson, I improved in this by having the character move smoothly between cells. So you had a signal when to stop pushing. So right now I can push on my gamepad, tap, 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 tap. But with Orson, I could see the character walking and I'd know I could tap and then let go. However, that still encourages people to hold down the joystick until they've made it all the way through the movement animation. The correct way to move a character around in a game like this is to prevent the character moving from one space. You remember that the character's the player's put in a single input. So if I actually push down once, it should just move once, and even if I'm still pulling down on the joystick, it should move no further. So I just had a quick interlude there as my daughter was crying. So we have a remake of the earlier screen with the blocks where it's just supposed to be a repetition of the sort of 3 boulder pattern. But here it gets a little bit more interesting because to get to the exit you need the boulder. To get to the boulder you've got to get through the square pits, and you will need 5 blocks to get through those pits. So this becomes a little bit more interesting. Now you have to think about, well, how can I optimize this so that I can actually rescue 5 blocks from it? So I'm not really sure how you figure this one out, but I mean, it's essentially the 3 boulder problem pattern writ large. So once I've done that, then I've got 5 blocks. Now you can't push these all the way to the end, otherwise you're going to lose one of them if I remember correctly. Here we go. Last one. Time is against me, it seems. There we go. So let's see where we are now. Now this is an interesting one because it throws in something that you didn't know was in the game. Basically, what are these blue walls? So we've got the walls all on the edge, but there's these ones in the middle. And I'm not telling you anything, I'm just leaving it up to you to experiment. So you need that block in the center to get to the exit. There's one square pit, it's signaling need block, and there's only one block on the screen, it's right in the center here. And you've got a few bombs, so it shouldn't take too much thinking to realize I'm signposting here. You need to use these bombs to get the block out, and the question is where to put those bombs. The other small twist here is that there's a bomb on the other side next to this teleporter, and you'll probably discover that the bomb can destroy the teleporter as well, which means if you don't plant your bombs wisely, you're not going to be able to, you may be able to get the block out, but you've got to be able to get through to the other side. This teleporter is not enough for you. So let's start that again. So the correct place to put them is here, if I remember correctly. So you can make a passage through to the other side. Oh, what am I doing? Let's push this up one. I think it's here. Yeah, let's go for that. Let's try that out. I'm not thinking clearly here, but doing more by memory. No. No, I've killed myself. That's not going to work at all, because I cannot push the block away from this wall here. Silly me. The correct thing to do is put it here. Okay, let's do it. There we go. That's better. Now we can actually push this across like this. Notice this is more wide open. It's more big square room now. I wasn't cutting the space down. Sometimes by putting more space in the room, you can make the player feel a bit more like, well, you know, it's more open. It's less constrained. Like, what am I supposed to do here? That's kind of the thing that goes on in my head anyway. This is extremely explicit. This is like very tight. They're very tight. This is one of the earliest levels I actually made, and I just love it. So you've got to get to the exit, which is blocked by this boulder. There's no way of moving that boulder. So the only thing you can do is move a bomb, blow it up. And the bomb is a long way away, beyond beyond 3 boulders. So I'm not quite sure how you figure this one out. I mean, the teleporters work fairly straightforwardly. There's no mystery to the teleporters. So the question is, you've got to be able to move the boulders. You've got to be able to get the bomb here. Probably not at this space, but the one just next to the right. So question is, how are you going to move all those boulders out the way? Well, you're going to have to look for a way to... let's try... Oh God, I can't remember this very well at all. Maybe I push that there. Okay, we'll go for that. And move one there. There's an extra bit of space there. Okay, and we probably can push another one through there as well. Let's move the second one through. Okay, so we've run out of space there. The question is, where do we put this boulder? And the answer to that is there. And then you can bring this bomb down. I really do like this level. It's extremely tight. It looks it looks impossible when you first look at it. Like, how am I going to get the bomb there? It's just that's a kind of delicious design. Everything is there on the screen, and it's not even obfuscated. I'm not even deliberately kind of give you spare pieces to make you confused. No, everything there is absolutely necessary for that level to complete. So here's where me branching out into, I like the ideas of like little mini rooms, different problems, almost like different problems attached to each other. So you've got the exit down the bottom right, and obviously we've got to get down there with a boulder or two. I'm starting to get nervous now because I'm wondering if I'm actually going to be able to pull off all these levels without without any help. So obviously the only way to get into our neighboring rooms is to use a boulder in each one. So we're not going to be able to get through there. We're going to have to go down the bottom here. So now we're in here. And so the other thing I'm thinking about when I play these levels myself, I can't remember exactly what I have to do, but I know that I've always planned them, but you've got to, there's not usually any spare. There's nothing left over. You have to save every single piece you can. And the question is, what I'm in a way that I'm trying to teach you is how to not waste anything on the screen. Well, how do you work out what's actually essential and what isn't? So I can see these 2 blocks on the side here. They can't be saved. They're against the wall. I can just dump them. Who cares about those? But these ones, this is more tricky. It looks like I'm going to have to sacrifice something. If I push this one to the right, then I've lost that piece. Because there's no way I'm going to be able to get up behind it again. Unless, no, I can't see it because I'm going to have to do that other block then. And if I move down, I'm going to lose 2. So I'm probably going to go for that. Let's see what happens. So I come through here. And that means I can also use 1 block there. Now maybe I can use a boulder to go down there. And the other thing is I can actually use this boulder here. There's another piece spare here. So a little bit of fancy footwork around here. Now let's see. Getting a little bit crowded. Now that's interesting. I can't get the boulder through there. So what am I going to do? Right, so I'm going to just throw this boulder into a square pit. And that's an interesting one because it means now you can't actually move the boulder in there, but now it's immovable, it's stuck. And that was one of the things I decided to put into the game. So I'm getting a bit lost here, I'm not really sure what to do. Let's just try pushing that down. No, this isn't working out at all, is it? This is just hopeless. Now I'm wondering if I made the right move here, because the problem is I can't get inside here, and by moving that block across, I simply can't move those blocks out the way. So let's try again with that knowledge. Okay, open up the rooms. Let's move this down here. Now, first move, don't care about that. This time I'm going to save this block to my right and throw away the ones in the corner, which means I can now move this down out the way in preparation. Okay, let's take this up here as a sort of key to open this room. Now we can also use the boulder. I've got to be careful not to block myself in here. There we go, that's good. Now, what do I need? I actually need 2 boulders in here. I need 2 boulders. I can't get them from this room, so I need to rescue 2 boulders from this room at the top here, which is quite interesting. So this one's the obvious one to save. And I'm going to push this all the way along. Now, I've got to be able to get behind it. I can push these blocks back up, push that across. And I don't need 2 boulders. I'm going mad. There's quite a bit of spare in this one. Oh, that's interesting. So, yeah. How about contradicting myself, eh? But I like it. It's a bit convoluted. It's a bit tricky. So here we go. It's the 3 boulder problem again. So the extended version with the blocks, but obviously there is no way of getting through this. You cannot push the boulders are too heavy. You can't push more than one of those at a time. So this is an exercise in figuring out where to put the bombs. And there is one trick to this. There are no blocks. There's only 1 block. And you actually need 4 blocks, in theory, to get out. Well, how are you going to get through 4 block pits with just 1 block? Well, it must mean there's another way to close those pits up. And the only thing on the screen that suggests that is a bomb. So I've got to get a bomb next to those 3 pits. Next to those 3 of those pits. But there's a boulder in the way. There's only one thing I can do. Push it into the square pit. So that means I can push that down there. So that will actually we hope it will blow up the space of those square pits and leave us with the problem of trying to get the block along the bottom. So I can obviously get the block from the left over here and push it through this hole in the middle, but I'll still need to get behind, so I still need to get over to the right side of the screen somehow. So I think the way to do this is we'll blow a hole over here. See, there's a little bit of mess here. I'm actually trying to hide the solution a bit in this one. And this should give us just a 3 boulder pattern, if I'm correct. Okay. Not quite 3 boulder pattern, but not far off it. So I now got my block liberated. Push it down through the middle. And out I go for the exit. I got very good at reading these screens, played them so many times. Now, this is another interesting one where there's a bit of, I'm playing a bit here. Look, I've got the exit at the top left, and it's surrounded by bombs, which means if you hit a detonator, the exit is destroyed. It's totally pointless, really, because you might as well, you're just saying that the detonators are like walls. You can't actually step on them at any point. If you step at any point, the level is over. So you might as well just put walls in there. Functionally, there's no difference. It's just a bit of fun, if anything. So I like this one because it's trying to figure out what the right route is through here, because all these blocks are going to be getting in your way. Now, I can't remember if there's any particular way of remembering how to finish it, but I do remember this was I kind of remember quite well that this was the route. So do that, 1, 2 across there, and then right there. Not too difficult. Now that I remember exactly the pushes. So that's an example of a very obfuscated level. You can't really see what's going on in there. You just have to fiddle it out bit by bit. And because of the blocks, they're actually quite interesting because they really connect. They can connect up large sections of that screen. Here's another idea of like, oh look, I remember thinking this is like a prison. You've got things trapped in rooms and you've got to get them out. So here we've got one boulder and there's nothing else you can save there, unless potentially you could actually, come around the other side of that, come around the side of the square pit. So I've got this one boulder. What am I going to do? So to get out, I need 2 boulders and a square block. So there's no point using that boulder down here now, so I'll have to open up one of the round rooms, which are both identical, so it doesn't matter which one I go for. Let's move this block down here, so then let's open this one over here. So got another boulder out. Okay, out of that room. Then I got this one open. Now I have got 3 blocks now. So from this position, I have to use 2 of the blocks to get 2 boulders. So hopefully it should be possible to get 2 boulders out of this room. So let's see. Gonna open up here because there's no way in otherwise. And open up another space here. There's no point opening up this middle one because if you push the boulders down, there's no way of pushing them across the screen to the left. So there's one boulder. And again, we've got this trick. We're going to be pushing the boulder into a square pit to get it out of the way. And I think what I quite like about that design is that it can kind of fool the brain. If you're thinking boulders can't go in square pits, then you might just see it as like an impassable problem. You can't see through it. So I like to messes with your mind a little bit. Maybe you can't get through that problem because you're automatically closing off those options. I love these designs where you have like, again, this is a 2-room design. These are 2 puzzles which need to be solved separately. So we've got this room. So obviously on this room we have to get to this detonator on the top left. I must admit, of all the designs in this game, the detonators and bombs still trouble me. The detonator pad doesn't look like a detonator. The bomb doesn't look like a bomb. I could have chosen a simple bomb design, but I didn't like it. Lots of games did that sort of thing, make it look like a typical cartoon bomb. And I know it's obvious, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. But then again, I couldn't find anything else which looked like bomb, unless you actually wrote bomb on it, I guess. So anyway, going back to this. So to get to that detonator, you have to get the block across here. You can't move that block around anywhere else. It's stuck against this wall. You can't get around the other side to push it away from it, which means every one of these holes have to be filled. So the question is here, how can you get all 5 boulders up without losing any of them? So I'll treat the middle bit as like the 3 boulder problem and push that across. And then I think we're good. So that's not too complicated. We just take these things one step at a time. Look for what you need to do, and then work backwards. You're sort of reverse engineering. And the teleporter is there deliberately to prevent you from moving pieces from one side to the other, or thinking that you might need to move pieces from one side to the other. These are two separate problems. So now we've got a similar problem of we've got to get the bomb across over here to blow up those rocks, as there's no way to get those through those rocks otherwise. So we'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. We need to rescue 5 blocks from this, and this looks more tricky because we're definitely going to lose some of the blocks here. So I will maximize like this, and I think that gives us 5 blocks. Up like that. Running out of time here, running out of time, not to worry. Now, very important step, and this is the thing that the kind of twist that really pisses people off at the last moment. If you don't push that across, you are not going to get out of the level. You've got to get the bomb right up against both of those boulders. There goes home free. Right. Now, here we go. It's I don't know if you noticed that I came up with a number of different color palettes for these levels, but you know, I wasn't going to come up with 26. After several, I decided I would just start repeating them. So you've probably seen this brown and grey palette before, and I was happy with that. The color palettes took a long time to kind of tweak and get right, so they looked distinctive, and there were enough of them to keep the levels rotating nicely without you getting bored. So all right, so we need, okay, so you look to the exit. We need 3 boulders, and there are actually only 2 boulders which are behind round pits. So those 2 boulders have to be liberated, and we're going to need a bomb to blow up the topmost pit. We're also going to need those bombs to blow over those other circular pits as well, to liberate the boulders themselves. So this is going to be interesting. So we can take this one block here, that's nice and easy, which gets us access to these bombs. Question is what you do with these blocks. With these blocks here, it just seems like, well, that's really annoying. But the way to deal with this is what we've been doing with some of the boulders. Stick them in the pits, and these are going to be blown up anyway. It doesn't matter. Just stick them all in the pits. So we've got 1 block left, and we should be okay if we push it up against the wall and put a bomb where I'm standing now. Again, if you don't think about putting the blocks in those pits, you're not going to be able to get through this level. So put 1 there. That should nicely get half of this room cleared, and the one on the right totally cleared. Ooh, running out of time. Let's just get these in position quickly. Oh, really, this game needs an undo. It's horrible when you just make a mistake. Like, oh, I know what to do. Undos. And that would then, to be honest, do you actually need a 3rd bomb? Yes, you do. You can't take out this last piece without it. Yeah, you do need 3 bombs. This is, again, it's a very clinical level. I mean, I think there's very little in the way of wasted space even. There's only one place that's wasted space, that's down the bottom, I think. Oh, I'm not going to do this. I'm running out of time. Ah, this is not good. This is not right. Oh no. Oh, watch me blow. Hey, I'll blow a hole. Ah. Okay, let's just get this done quickly. I don't have to talk my way through it now. You know what's going on. Maybe I'll edit this bit out, who knows. down here. The trouble with, of course, with levels where you're actually very tight with space, so nothing is wasted, is that it's very easy to screw up. You know, if you push something one space too far, that's it. There's no comeback, which is the downside. If you give players like lots of screen real estate to move around, then it's sort of like a built-in undo feature without you actually having making it undo. So but you lose the purity of it. It's good sometimes to have a bit too much space to make players feel a bit lost. And the penultimate level is kind of like a masterclass of trying to make the player feel totally overwhelmed. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that level off the top of my head. We'll find out. Let's get through this and have another break. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here's another one where I've got this idea of, rooms. So to get to the exit, we need lots of circular boulders. And in fact, I think we need every single pit here filled in. I think, so you definitely need the two beside the exit. So to get there, you need the one beside it, it's the third one. To be able to push boulders in to the right, you're going to need the one pit to the left of it also filled. Filled. So that's 4 boulders there. To get them down, you need the 2 on the right above, and to be able to get behind, you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boulders saved. Now inside the rooms, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So potentially we can lose the entrances. Okay, so let's see. Now we can take these bombs off. I can push that in. That's actually symmetrical as well. It doesn't really matter what we do. So that saves on complications. We don't have to think about the top and bottom as different rooms. So I need to save 8. Let's just try sticking the bombs down their throats. They're blowing up 2 boulders in each, but that should leave us. If we can rescue all the others, let's just try it out. Because sometimes some of these levels you just need to try things out and see where you're getting. Okay, so now we're in there. Let's pull those boulders out. Oh, terrible. Oh, that's a disaster. Or is it? Maybe I can still rescue this. Okay. Honestly, I'm not sure if I got enough time to do this. Oh, it's not looking good here. Let's just start again. Okay, so let's take the bomb off, push in. I think I planted the bomb there to make you think that you have to move them somewhere else. To distract you from the fact that this is exactly where they have to go, just a little bit deeper. Okay, let's try that again. Right. So, that's it. Don't go all the way in. Let's just start digging out the hole here. Come in gently. Push this down here. Okay, and now we can start. We should be able to get the other side. I hope we can rescue everything on the side. I haven't even thought about it. Okay, yes, I think we can. Good. Now I really need to start taking care of this side of things as well. I'm quite ingenious, really. Okay, so take this down here. Right, don't screw up, don't screw up. In those screens where there's lots of manual labor, you really don't want to screw up. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to do this. We're good to go. Getting a little bit harder now. I guess a nice touch, I completely forgot about this, is that the levels are the lives are regenerated every time you complete a screen. So it's 3 attempts at an individual screen. It's not 3 attempts across the entire game, which would have been kind of mean. So this was this idea. There was a couple of different ideas here I came up with. There was this idea of like a passageway you had to travel down. So you can see there's a corridor here you have to go down. Then I had this idea of this like kind of, in my mind I saw this lance across the bottom. I need to launch these blocks on the bottom right here, all the way over to the far left. That's the only way to get through here. Admittedly, it may not be these blocks I use, but I would expect, don't know. Okay, let's try pushing these across. I have a feeling I have to remember to do this. I am being watched by my daughter. It's a bit very creepy because I didn't know she was coming in the room. So I'm just going to pause here. Thank you. Okay, so back in the action. Let's just start pushing our way through. We've got to come in here, and I guess these teleporters are our way through. Actually, the graphics I use are all character graphics for this game. Every shape is made up of 4 different characters. 2x2 shapes basically. We're using a graphics mode of the Atari, which creates multicolored characters. Okay, I think I'm almost doing this from memory. It's very helpful for you. Go up through there. So I'll need another block in here. So let's get one more out. So yeah, I think this is my favorite mode because it's kind of like it's sort of like high resolution. It's about as high resolution graphics as you could get that were what am I doing? Let's not do that. It's as high resolution graphics as you're going to get with colors on the Atari. There's one, oh, this is interesting. I just have to get through, I guess. Right? Yeah? Okay, I'm through and I just have to get one boulder out. Good. That's done. It's high resolution you get with colors. There is a more higher mode, which is what the normal text characters are made out of. Oh, Trit. That's a reference to Isaac Asimov's The Gods Themselves. If anybody out there has read that. I don't know how I come up with these designs sometimes. So, let's see. Wow. I look at a screen like this and I think I don't know where to start. Start with the exit. I've got to get down the center somehow. So, do I have to channel? Well, there's a lot of square pits here. It's not clear how I'm supposed to get them in, but there is one bomb, so obviously I have to do something there. So can I move? I can move down there. Oh, that's interesting. That tells you that we've got to drag our sorry ass across the screen using the blocks, because the teleporters aren't going to take us there. Okay, so let's go. Do we go for the middle, or do we go across the bottom here? I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to take a risk. I think we put the bomb near the top. No. I think we need to put the bomb one further down to get rid of those boulders, maybe. Oh, this is doing my head in. I really don't know how I came up with some of these puzzles, though. Honestly, it's just crazy talk. What? Oh, I definitely needed to go for the middle. I'm not going to get through at all now, am I? Am I not thinking clearly at all? Okay, let's try this again. Just hitting the start key there to reset. Right. Let's try this again. Up, up for the middle. I've got to get to the other side. Okay, one over. See, putting that detonator there is so evil. You know, one space wrong there, and that's it. Okay, we're over the other side. And what? Well, we can save. Do I need to take that block out? That looks like. See, this is an interesting screen because it's a bit too much here. This has not been pared down. I'm trying to hide the solution. So I've got more blocks available over here. Let's just see. Let's put one over here. We don't have that many blocks. One more. I think that bomb's going to come in handy. But if we get that bomb in, that will... Oh, yeah. If we get the bomb in, that will free everything up. Because suddenly we can push in from the sides. You'll see what I mean in a second. Put that down there. And then we get the bomb in. And that will make a big hole in the middle of the screen. Which means... suddenly we're just like... we're spoilt with blocks. I think that's that's a really nice moment where you're suddenly like, oh, I'm so constrained, I can't do anything. And then like, oh, so many blocks, so many holes. Why didn't I just put the blocks into all the square holes? Wonderful, wonderful feeling. Oh, I felt good. 20 years later. Tiger, obviously a reference to Tiger Developments, who published this in the end. I guess. Oh, I like this for being clever, but I don't like it that much. This is very much like place the bombs carefully and figure out how to get everything you need. So I need 5 blocks here, right? And these 5 blocks are all buried in this, shall we say, soil. So you have to place well, how many... And first, there's 2 problems. First of all, how many bombs have you got available? Second problem is, where do we put them? We need 5 blocks. So I can see here that one's easy to get out as 1, and this second one I can get out 2. I think after that, there's just 2 more. Yeah, so we can only get 4 out of this. Now, obviously this block at the bottom is a lost cause because it's on the bottom. It's stuck against the wall. Can't pull it off. This one above me, potentially we could get that if we put a bomb above, because then we could get behind it then. So I will put that one there. Okay, that's to save that one on the far left. That doesn't liberate anything else yet. So it'd be nice if we could put one here, because that will get us this one. Oh no. Oh no, that's good. So that will give us this one, and I think give us this one too. Yeah, that should give us this too, because there's plenty of space to move around. So got 2, so that gives us 3. We've got 3 now. But we need 2 more. Maybe we just put the 2 bombs above here and be done with it. I feel like the time is not good. Yeah, let's just put this here, the other one beside it. I think that should be 5 freed up. We'll find out. We don't care about the ones against the wall. Again, a lot of mess here, kind of trying to hide what the solution is. Okay, fingers crossed, everybody. I think we're good. It's just whether I can do this in time. Ooh, that time. They're not seconds. Maybe I should have been working with a fast speed. This is trouble. There's no real thinking time. Uh-oh, this is not looking good. Go, go, go. Let's... Oh, it's going to be tight. Come on. Oh, just in time. Look at that. Photo finish. Okay, video. I guess because it's video games. Oh. Another one with these little trapped corridor on the side there. So, we need to get to the exit. The only way to get to the exit is to get to the teleporter from the left side. Which means we have to get through the 4 square holes. Which means all those 4 blocks you see right now have to make their way to... have to be used. So I have to make a call here. Do I push left or push down? Well, that's kind of tricky. I don't know if I like either option. Wow. How do you get down? Okay. I think this is the way. That gets me access to everything. Now, I don't think there's much we can do about that boulder. I think we probably just... yeah, there's nothing we can do with that. We just push that over to the right there. That really doesn't help. I don't know how I can push the boulders 1 more square over. Sorry, the block. I can push that over, but if I push that up, it's trapped. I need to think about this again. Okay, so... wow. So we've done that move. Now there's nothing else we can do with this boulder except push it up. I'm still not sure how this is supposed to work. I seem to have a boulder problem. Coming from above is not an option. I can only come from below. I can't move this boulder. Okay, I think I have to do it like that. Let's not lock ourselves in yet and give ourselves the option to move that boulder around. Okay, a bit of space. Now, I think I can see it. Push that over. If I can push the blocks down, just 1 down here, that should be fine. Yeah, okay, that's it. Oh, I was feeling a bit tense there for a second. Sure, some of this is more from memory than, 20 years after making the game. I'm still remembering how to do them as opposed to solving them. Although, I do have to take some cues from the screen in front of me rather than just say what I'm just using my memory. Okay, fortunate. Again, here's an interesting thing. I've got this teleport here. It's a little bit pointless because what I could do here is just put the exit here and put a wall there, and it's exactly the same effect. But what I'm trying to do is a little bit of confusion, trying to make the player think there might be some other kind of trick. But if you think through it, you're going to see very quickly that teleport is pointless. I have to go from the left side. And anyway, the whole thing with these 4 pits here is a total signpost of saying, come on, player, go this way. You have to go this way. Whether it's necessary or not, I really don't know. It's just a bit of flair. Hydra. I seem to remember not liking this one either. Again, small little rooms, little traps. I like the detonator over the left side is kind of interesting. Because if you move the blocks up to reveal the detonator, you're trapped in the room. See that? So if you move the blocks up, 1, 2, then you've got a block at the top. And if you push that across, 1, 2, across to the top, you're locked in, you can't get out. The only way of getting out of that room would be getting a bomb around there. I think it's a little bit connected. And I like this idea of a long set of blocks being a sort of a door. That's what was going through my head when I drew this. This idea of, I've got a door sliding backwards and forwards across the bottom of the screen. Now, if I push it 2 to the left, then, yeah, I got, oh, it feels complicated. I need a block. I need a block to get up here, I should guess. Yeah, that's right. So the exit, think about the end, y'all. We've got the exit in the center, got 2 boulders next to it. There's nothing, you can't push those boulders anywhere. So the only way to solve this is to put a bomb in there, which means I have to get inside there. So I can't use a bomb to blow my way in at this point, because the bomb needs to be inside there. There's only one detonator, which blows all the bombs up. So I need to think about, I need to get 1 block, and there's only 1 block on the screen that I can get free, and it's this one just here. I could push these blocks all the way to the far left. I have a feeling I need to push this all, I'm not even going to think about it. Oh, that's okay. Yep. I'm just going to push them all the way across to the left. I have a feeling that needs to be done, even if I haven't thought through why. Let's push this all the way across. Okay, done. And now I can break into the center. Good. Okay, let's get 1 bomb in. All the way to the center. That should be good. That should free up the exit. Now, the problem is the detonator's going to lock me in, but I could push a piece across here, and I'd have to put a bomb here. Ah, that's why I need to open the bottom of the screen. Very clever. I see now. If I hadn't... Here's the thing. If I put the bomb there, I can't actually get into the room unless I've got those blocks moved all the way across the bottom of the screen. Okay, so push these blocks around. Boom! Exit. Free. Oh, only a few more screens. I'm not looking forward to 25 though. I really don't know if I can do that. It's been a long time. Okay, Earth. Oh, interesting. Slightly obfuscated. These blocks at the top right here, for example, they're useless. They could be just a wall. They're there to just hinder your perception of the room. So they're totally useless. You can't do anything with them. I need potentially only need really like 2 blocks for 2 pits, but there's no way I can push the blocks along to the left unless I've got space on the right to push them in. Look, that doesn't matter about that one because I can't do anything with something against the wall. Let's push that up there. Right. Feeling a little uncomfortable at this point. Feeling kind of... No, it's rescuable. There you go. 3 block problem, that's what that was again. So that 3 boulder pattern. Should have just thought about it. Oh, that's not too difficult after all. I just got fooled. Okay, and the password for the next screen is tough, because that's exactly what this goddamn level is. Oh, God. So I really don't know how I came up with this. I think I just threw a lot of shit into the room and just saw what sticks. Saw what stuck. So, alright. The exit is protected by 3 square pits. So you need to get a block in there somewhere. And there's 1 block. So, and you've got a finite number of boulders. It's honestly, when I look at the screen, I'm just impressed that I actually came up with a puzzle. And it's doable. It's like one of these screens that can cause players to get frustrated for some time. So the only way to get this block out, potentially, so I had to push it sideways. I think the easiest way, if you're going to use up a lot of boulders, if you're going to try to make a route behind the boulder, sorry, behind the block. So to minimize, I think you have to tunnel along above it and then push the block up into a path. So again, I've got to try and maximize our boulders. So these are all free. We know that we can use these up. We're not wasting boulders. Problem comes in a minute when we have to try and figure out which boulders can be saved. Oh, it's already started. Ugh. Now, you have to give something up. If we push this all the way in, I'm not sure if we can get these 2 boulders out of it. Let's just... Yeah. Let's push that in and just see what happens. Honestly, what am I doing now? Ah, so I can then use some of these across the bottom. They're not such dead weight. Interesting. No, I'm gonna have to push. Oh, this is awful. Now, where do I push? Where's... Yow. Let's go for that. I think that's probably the safest bet. So I need to push. I need 3 boulders for down here. Wow. Running out of time. So 1 there, so I can come up behind it and push it out. 1 there. Now I can push it up. Don't push too far, otherwise you'll just lock the block. And now I've liberated the block. So I think we have to go along the top, because then we've got these 2 boulders here. A little bit worried that maybe I haven't made the best use of boulders. This is not looking good. Nope. Not looking good. And unsolvable. Tough. Okay, so I think I was doing it the right way to get the block out. I don't think I wasted anything, because... Alright, so I have to drill across above it, drill across below it, because that's the only way to push it up. Yeah, I can't get behind it unless I do all 3 squares at the back. Okay, let's just try doing this again. Okay. So originally I pushed this one into the left. That gave me all 4 boulders. I could push that one in. I would lose. That would give me 4 boulders again. Nope, 3 boulders. That's no good. Is there a way to get 5 boulders out of this? I don't think so. Push that one. No. Push that one down. I think this is the only way. I think we have to give up. Okay, that's to do one behind. Okay. Let's see how this goes. And back to this problem again. Where is the place, or where do we push? I push this into the right here. Maybe I push up. Maybe I should have thought about that before I did it. This doesn't look good. Hmm. I think it's still solvable. Maybe. Think I've not done well. I failed. Let's try this again. I will not be defeated by my own game. Question is, how do I liberate the boulders at the top? What's the maximal way there? Push that one to the right, it's a problem. Push that one up. Let's just try that. I'm going to move this over here because I think we're supposed to go along the top in the end. I really should do some more thinking rather than just doing now. I have a feeling that I'm wasting... might be wasting my time if I'm not thinking enough about it. Okay, so we can move that up one, and we need to get one boulder down here. This is looking more hopeful. I think we can rescue some more boulders from over there. Okay, block is liberated. Now we need 5 boulders. This is doing better than before anyway. Have we got enough though? Right. We need 3 boulders out of this. So... Blop, blop. If I push this up and then push that one up, then that only gives me 2. If I... Oh, got it! I can get 3. There you go, there's your 3. Gotta be careful not to push these all against the wall. Okay, we're done. Excellent. I am so pleased that this level is over. Well, it's not obviously not actually over. Wow. Okay, we're good. Thank you very much. That takes us to the last level, which deliberately has, see, no password. No password and no lives. You can take as long as you want. The whole point was this is a reward, a special screen where something weird is on and it's not clear what to do. So, well, there's the exit. So let's just, you know, come out of here. There's obviously that thing on the far left is kind of weird. What's that? This is the, let's go in here, have a look. No, that's just like wall. You can't go into the blackness. So, well, maybe it's something to do with this thing over here. Nothing. Maybe you have to push this thing around. So, that's the next thing I'm hoping players will think about. I always like this idea of having something special. You know, some new gimmick. And this is, of course, what led me to Citadel 2. I wanted to make... In Citadel 2, I wanted lots more different kind of things to play with, which maybe weren't telegraphed. So, you know, the player comes down here, starts trying to dig it out. Nice little rainbow effect on the bottom there. Okay, so this is the player's first attempt trying to move this thing. Okay. It doesn't move. Well, what are they supposed to do? Well, you have to go the whole hog. Unfortunately, I think I've screwed up this. Yes, I screwed it up. I need 2 boulders, and I don't have them. Let's try it again. Okay. Okay, let's just get in here and do this thing. Okay, I actually need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I need 7 boulders to complete this screen. I've basically got to dig the whole thing out to unlock its secret. I've deliberately designed the screen so that you have to do a lot of digging. You have to, sorry, a lot of filling. Fill up lots of pits before you can discover the truth. And here you'll discover the truth. Push from the top. It moves the exit. Now I need to push it to the right, so I will need 2 boulders here. Huh. So I think I have to do it this way. Like that, yeah. That's the one tricky bit, I think. So I really like this. You know, obviously you can see I've reused the character graphics there. It's sort of like an inverted block that's making up this special thing. Let's move the exit up and push it to the left. Notice those little sounds. Everything has got different sounds. The sound blocks have different sounds when they to boulders. Blocks like boop boop boop. Boulders like and then they make a kind of a bit of a crunching noise. You know, within the simple 8-bit Atari world, a crunching noise when you push them into the wrong pit or put them into the wrong sized shaped pit. And similarly, you know, moving the exit around had its own little sound. There we go. And that is the end of the game. I didn't really have anything stunning to come up with on this, but I thought just flicking through all the rooms one after another with a very boring message with your score going across the bottom, that's basically all I shot for. Orson actually has a proper animation at the end of the game. Look at it, it just strings it out so much. Oh, I've added 100 to your score, which brings depth to a total of 441. Okay, so let's have a go at Orson, which was sort of the follow-up to the Citadel. I thought I'd just make a simpler Sokoban game using the existing engine of the Citadel and just soup it up a little bit. So already you can see there's a little character in this game there. So let's just start it off. There you go, there's Orson. See, even like a nice little cool teleporting in kind of effect. So I can move the guy around. And you basically have to get the blocks into this area. Again, see, there's a time limit. I still haven't figured out what's best for the players. And lives. It's a bit of a big noise for hitting the wall. So I've got to be able to get this in here. Now, I've also got to get to the exit. Let me just, this isn't too difficult. So push it along, down, and out we go. See, I didn't get a different screen this time for actually doing this. I didn't do a different screen for the score bit. Just did it all in game, and it feels much more fluid. Except I just kind of get bored. I came up with 10 levels. I just couldn't think of any more. I think I started planning one more, but that was about it. This is what happens when you die. It's really quite mean. So let me just go back to the starting screen. Let me just jump to H, for example. You can just type into the keyboard and jump levels. There's H. There were little patterns to how I designed Sokoban levels as well, but I really just didn't like them that much, you know. Just I, I mean, I look at this and I just I freak out. It's like I don't want to do this puzzle. It just doesn't excite me so much. Here's the last one. I think I felt that this one was the most difficult. It was really kind of tricky. Again, there's no undo, there's no pulling, so one false move and the whole thing is blown. I can show you what happens at the end because there's a little cheat. If I do apostrophe. This is the Orson editor. I wanted to also make, I want to be able to make levels without having to do things on paper, and I thought let's just go the whole hog and make my own game editor. It was the kind of thing that everybody thought was kind of cool when other people did it. So even if no one ever used it, it would make you feel good. So let's start this off. Let's start to begin. Right, and it took ages to get this right, this menu with Orson running up and down it. I just literally just took such a long time to get this to work right. It's so bad because I had in the data some sort of like CZ format, like here the options 1 2 3 4 what they look like. Edit game, and this is the editor. So you can just select stuff, you know, like this, draw around. There you go. There's some walls, something classy, blah blah blah. Here's a starting point for Orson, which you can only have one of those. And then here's some interesting things. These are obviously the colors. Usually just set the colors appropriately. So this is always kind of fun. And this. How much time allotted to, and which level you're looking at. So you could go through all the levels. And you can also swap levels in it as well. So it's currently A. So now I can go to C, swap it with C. So now that's level C. And I think this was fill. So if I say this is what I used to do. So if you want to make a big screen, hold this down, you fill with that, and then it had to be wall around the edge, so you couldn't fill with this. So you could fill, it would fill the interior. I just love doing that. But the little GUI thing here, you have to hold the button down for it to work, because you know, as usual, it's old times. No undo. Let's go back to menu. We can actually do load. Okay, there it goes, and there's the original game. Game loaded, thank you. Right, so let's go back to editing. So now you can see there's level C. So that's where we started, level B and C. There you go, you can see all the different levels here of Orson pretty quickly. I think that's my favorite level. It looks very simple and deceptive, and I like the color scheme, the sort of blue and orange. I really have such an affinity sometimes for how the levels feel. I also kind of like that one, this sort of like twisty snake sort of style of it. It looks very simple as well. I don't like them so much when they're busy. You know, like the last level of the Citadel was a bit like that. But, you know, busy, just, I don't know, it feels like it's trying to overwhelm you rather than being very smart. And I kind of like the kind of appeal to the smart side rather than needing you to just wade through a forest of shit. So that was the Citadel and Orson. That concludes our presentation for today.